it's usually a shitty kid who says that to their parents who do love them and want to correct them, and the kid goes, "No, I don't want to be corrected. I want to go put the pee-pee in the poo-poo, Dad."
Let's react to some videos.
Yeah, so I think one of the values of your Christian beliefs is the importance of marriage and the family unit, right? And keeping families together and supportive of each other. And I think that's in direct contradiction to gay marriage and being accepting of your gay children.
Good.
And yeah, I understand that is led to the destruction of a lot of families when parents do not accept their children and their lifestyle choices. And I think this turns people away from Christianity. And I don't think Christian nationalism will work.
Yeah, I think the opposite.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
I think that what's happened instead is the opposite of that. That what happens is because the culture is so accommodating towards homosexuality, it's become a trend lifestyle for people claiming that they're homosexuals who aren't even homosexuals. It's a form of currency and credit for victimhood.
Do you agree?
Hang on, I'll make my
Sure.
point and then I'll let you respond. I think that the opposite is what's going on, that the idea that this is something which at the government level from the top down is celebrated and you're told you're a bad person if you even tell your child, hey, you probably shouldn't be moving towards these alternative homosexual lifestyles, you're vilified for it. I think that does way worse harm to the family than the fact that some fundamental Christians like myself would say if you're a homosexual, until something is done about that act and you come back to Christ, we have to create distance here. I don't see.
Don't you think that's destructive of the family unit?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think a parent saying to their child, "You are not allowed around me. You're not allowed in my house.
What
I
if
don't
your
want to
child's
see
stealing?
you. I don't want to
Yeah,
talk
what if
to
your
you
child's stealing
until
from
you
you?
abandon this
What
lifestyle."
if your child's stealing from you? Are you allowed to make distance then?
I mean,
Can they live in your house and just steal from you indefinitely?
I don't
or?
think stealing is on the same level of like moral harm as loving another person that
You
happens
still
to be the
love
same
them,
gender.
but don't you understand that when you want to correct behavior, especially inside,
I don't.
And let's
I don't,
point
I
this.
don't
Hang on.
exile them
Let's
if I
point
want
this
to
out,
correct
that
behavior.
it's usually-
Exile is a
Yeah,
terrible
it's usually
solution
the shittiest
to
kids,
behavior.
It's usually the shittiest kids who make the argument that you must unconditionally love me no matter what horrible fucking thing that I do. It's usually a shitty kid who says that to their parents who do love them and want to correct them, and the kid goes, "No, I don't want to be corrected. I want to go put the pee-pee in the poo-poo, Dad."
Yeah. I think a lot of people have been turned off of Christianity in general because they have seen friends or they themselves have watched the destruction of families because they have been so intolerant of their lifestyle.
Yeah, I think the.
So wait, do you think it's more important to keep the family unified, or is it more important to reject?
Tell me what you think. Do you think that we've become too tolerant of gays? I went to a party the other day, and it was a black friend of mine. I would say about 50% of the women in there were looking like butchy dudes. I don't know what's going on with the black community, but the women, they're just all dicks. They're just all lesbians. So I don't know what's going on. I think we are a little bit too tolerant with it, especially in certain communities.
Start your day the tolerance way, the newest breakfast sensation.
Consume, conform, obey.
Homosexuality.
Yeah. So first of all, this is a false binary. I don't believe
There's tension here, at least, right?
Okay, I'll grant this, right? That there's tension inside of family units all the time from people who are behaving outside the scope of what normally we keep. But you know what really drives a lot of tension and makes people flock to the church, especially the traditional churches? When a bunch of homosexuals are cruising down the street in assless chaps and big gay pride parades simulating sucking each other's dicks. I would say that socially, you guys have gone out of your fucking way to make it easy for us. You've gone out of your... hang on. Gays have gone out of their way.
Yep.
Right? The transing the kids, everything you could possibly do to make it easy for guys like me to come in and be like, no more of that shit.
Yeah.
We're done with that shit. And for the rest of the country to be like, yep, you're right. We are done with that shit. Enough of that shit. Where the president of the United States actually has to give a presidential order saying there's only two genders, you guys overplayed your hand. And no, it ain't breaking up families. What's breaking up families is all the whining and crying that you can't be an assless chap simulating sex acts in the middle of the street. That's your social perversion. There's nothing wrong with us doing something about that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people...
At first, tolerance sounds noble, kind. but stretch it far enough, and you start excusing things that will make your stomach turn, all in the name of being open-minded. And once you tolerate evil, you have to call good intolerant, just to protect the illusion. Back to the debate.
People have moved away from the church because they have seen people that they love and that they care about have great, meaningful relationships with their parents. And they no longer have that relationship because their parents are so intolerant.
Yeah, how
of
many is a
who
lot?
They love. I mean, people have been inundated with story after story after story of the destruction of family units over this issue.
Yeah, it's
you
called,
care about
these
families.
are called,
This is destroying families.
What this is,
These are
this
two
is,
values that
this
are
is gay
intrinsically.
this gay cope. It's called gay cope. So here's how gay cope works, right?
Gay
You get a
cope.
couple of anecdotal evidences of
This
somebody.
is hardly anecdotal.
Okay, then show me the proof that parents, by and large, the families are breaking up because their kids just have to butt fuck each other. Show me.
Do you reject that families have been
No,
destroyed over
I
this
want
issue?
stop first. You said it's not just anecdotes. What's your actual evidence that in any way in mass, families anywhere in the United States are breaking up because the kid just demands that you accept their degenerate lifestyle? Where?
I find this like incredible. I don't even understand. How
Yeah,
you
that's
make it
nice.
Debate,
I don't care
bitch.
about your incredulity. I want you to respond to the argument.
Debate,
You
bitch.
don't accept that all across America,
Mm-hmm.
parents have rejected and stopped talking to their children
Yeah, I think
because
that-
of their religion.
Yeah, I think that
and
assists in
on their
keeping families
religious
together.
basis,
Yeah.
they have said, because I am Christian, I am no
Mm-hmm.
longer going to talk to you, child, because you are gay. You don't think that's happened in like a pretty significant
course
amount.
it's happened.
And there's only 2% of
Do you
people
think-
are
do you
gay,
think-
so
yeah.
it's not going to happen in mass because there's
Yeah,
only
it
2%
doesn't
of
happen.
people.
So
and
then it's not breaking up families.
it's breaking up.
Come
for those
on.
2%, it is.
Oh man, so it's
Oh.
not
But
happening in
not
mass.
only is it that 2%, it's also the
So it's
friends
not
of those
happening in
people
mass?
and the cousins
Okay, so I
of
just
those
want to be
people.
clear, it's not happening in mass, right?
It's impossible for it to happen in mass because they're a minority group.
Oh, got it.
Well, I mean, it's going
Got
to
it.
to those 2%. It's going to happen in mass.
Okay, so within the confines of these 2%, right? Inside of these households, we'll just grant this even. Now that we've established that no, it's not really doing much to break up families. It's a small little fraction, little minority
You don't
group.
accept that
But
families
let's just,
has
but-
any family
well,
been
I'm gonna
broken up
grant
with
it.
has
Hang on.
one family.
Bro, I'll grant it.
10
I'm just
families?
gonna-
100?
Yeah.
1,000?
Here, I'll just grant it.
10,000?
I'll grant whatever number you want.
Yeah.
Let's just grant it.
It's a
Inside
lot.
of those families, are there more than one a child? Is there more than one child?
Sometimes.
Most of the time?
But there's.
Hang on, answer the
there's-
question first.
Uh-oh.
before you
Sure,
start.
most of the time.
Okay, most of the time. So if that's the case, don't you think that if you have somebody who is problematic inside of a family, like, I don't know, a diddling uncle or some crazy shit like this, that
don't
when
think a
people...
diddling uncle is
Hang
on the
on,
same
I
level as
understand you don't,
homosexuality.
but that's not the point of what I'm asking you. If it is the case that family, I don't know, turns their back on that person or removes himself from that person until that person becomes corrected, doesn't that actually help keep the family together?
No, I actually.
No?
No?
You can't be around the diddling uncle?
Will you give me a chance?
Yeah, sure.
I think if my brother was gay, and we grew up, my parents are Irish Catholic,
So you have a vested interest in this?
and
Oh, you
so
can tell.
my brother was gay.
You could tell this is emotional. This is from his history of living. His parents probably treated him like crap because he liked booty holes. This all is stemmed from personal experience. And they like making it seem like this could happen to anybody. This is going to happen to the world. When he just conceded that this is only 2% of the population. He's just conceded it. This is definitely personal.
And then my parents started shunning him because of his lifestyle. Not only would I turn my back on my parents, I'd also no longer want to be associated with that religion.
cool
because
anecdote.
I would have watched.
That's a cool
this is
anecdote.
hypothetical, but I would have watched the
it's a cool
destruction.
anecdotal
I would have watched the destruction of my family on
Mm-hmm.
the basis of religion from people who have, talked to me my entire life about the importance of family and sticking together. And then to watch them so easily cast aside the relationship with someone who I care deeply about, I would turn me against Christianity
Yeah, sure.
and the Christian faith. And it has turned many people away from
No,
Christianity.
I don't think so. I think the opposite.
Totally.
I think that
You don't think watching the destruction of your friends
do you want
and
me to answer or
families
not?
has turned people away from Christianity?
Yeah, I don't think in mass, not at all. And in fact, I would say that it's the antics of gays themselves that turn people more towards Christianity when they see, like what just happened when they were. I was just arguing this on Pierce Morgan yesterday, or the day before yesterday. This Nosferatu-looking chick is doing this play, right, where she, as a black woman, is pretentiously saying that she's Jesus, right, and is having an illicit affair with Mary inside of the play, right? Of course, she's a recipient. She's a recipient of GLAAD.
Comparison.
She's a recipient of a GLAAD award. She's gay. Everything is rainbow colored. Now, you tell me something, sir. Do you think that drives more people towards your group, your LGBTQ flying group, or do you think it drives more people towards Christianity?
I think family is the most important
Answer
thing.
the question.
I'm answering the question.
Answer the question, then give me the qualifier.
Okay. I honestly have no idea what
course
some
not.
random people
course not.
doing a play and whether or not that brings them closer or farther from the church.
No, what he's talking about was that girl who was in Wicked, the model, the skinny black chick. That's what he's talking about. He's pretending like he doesn't know. He knows. A black woman acting as Jesus Christ. It was straight up blasphemy. The only people who like that shit are gay and weird people. Normal people think it's disrespectful.
Do you know that for most people, family is the most important thing in their lives, and they care deeply about family.
Agreed.
And when they watch religion be used as a tool to destroy families, it turns them away
Yeah,
from
and when
that
they watch
religion.
sexuality being used as a tool to bludgeon you over the head, that you're supposed to get some kind of special rights because you butt fuck men, you're supposed to be in a special category because you happen to butt fuck men. I think that sort of social degeneracy, especially widespread, people by and large reject it, they hate it, they loathe it, and it moves them more towards the church. Why do you think Christian nationalism has legs at all? Why do you think it is that so many
Well,
Christian
if
nationalists
it's
voted for
inflexible,
Trump
it will
to
be
say
snapped.
only two genders? Why do you think that is? He won the popular vote.
Hang on.
Why do you think it is?
Trump is the least Christian person I've ever seen elected to president
So what?
by far.
And you know what's really funny?
Do you think he supports
what
religion?
is
Do you
evil
think he
God can
supports
use for
marriage?
good?
Hang on, you're all about marriage and the importance of marriage.
Yeah.
Do you think Donald Trump is somehow supportive of marriage as an institution?
He's
the man
married.
has cheated on every single one of his wives. Who
This is a
and
red herring. Has nothing to do with anything.
You don't think this has? What do you call his lifestyle degenerate?
Yeah. So what my point?
What do you call Donald Trump's
Your
lifestyle
point was,
degenerate?
I think he's done degenerate things. Yes, but the point of this is not to say whether or not Donald Trump's lifestyle was ever degenerate or this, that. And by the way, it was mostly degenerate when he was a leftist. But let's just point this out real quick. Okay. All right.
A lot of people forget about that. They forget that Donald Trump was a pure liberal. He wanted to be a Democrat. He was doing liberal shit, backing up black Al Sharpton. He backed him up to be president of the United States. Yeah, that's when he did most of his degenerate shit, when he was a liberal. A lot of people seem to forget that. Like, subscribe, and share for more videos like this. And I'll see you next time on